Hey guys, good evening. Welcome to a brand new episode of 10 Minute Kick-Ass Coaching from my back of my home studio tonight. I got a couple things I was working on. I figured, you know what? I need to shoot an episode today. I didn't get a chance during the day. It's been kind of crazy busy here. I got multiple different things. Brand new launch, a co-launch of a business I'm going to be investing into as an investor end of it. And I had to meet with a bunch of people and try and work out the logistics on that. And so this is the first opportunity I really got a chance to, for the most part, come to you today. So welcome to a brand new episode of 10 Minute Kick-Ass Coaching. I believe we're at episode number 78, if you can believe that. And tonight we're going to talk about organization and your organization and being organized with your own organization. Seems like it's a little bit of a play on words there, but it's really not. Do you need to be organized with every part of your business? Well, that's a pretty much goes without saying. Now, what's the importance of being organized and being following through in your organization? Well, making sure that you are a person that can be seen as a trusted authority to something, and that's a big aspect, and we'll get into that quite a bit in detail here. So being seen as a person somebody could trust, that their word means something, that what they do means something, their word is quote-unquote gold or platinum, however you want to call it, their word is great, that's vitally important. You can only do certain things in this world that you have control over, and your word is one of them, and being a trusted authority. So being an authority in a particular subject is good. You could say, in my background, I have a business, I have an authority as far as that goes in the service businesses background. I have an authority when it comes to getting clients where they want to get to be at in the coaching realm. I could say I'm somewhat of an authority when it comes to operational and marketing efficiencies of a business. All the little things that most people look over and say, well, my business isn't here, I don't understand why I'm not successful. And I've been blessed to be the person behind that in many instances to say, maybe try this, maybe try that. Did you try this? Did this happen to work for you? Did you discount the advice before you tried it first? Most of the time they have, and they didn't look at it from that possibility. The only way you can really learn a lot of these things about how to be seen as an authority in something is to essentially screw them up and make mistakes and not do something perfect every single time, and fall on your own sword, so to speak, fall on your own shortcomings, so to speak. But that's the best way to be seen as an authority, is know what you don't know and learn and grow from what you possibly can know, and learn the opportunities that are in front of you because you're seen as a trusted person. Now, one of the advantages you may have in your business, I've been blessed again to have in my business, is every time I launch something, it usually does pretty well. If I'm involved, or I'm a private investor in the company, an angel investor, if you call it, in something, the reputation has followed itself to where if I develop a relationship with somebody, it's generally worked out very well. And that's being seen as that trusted authority. You may think, well, they're the same thing, and they're not. A trusted person is somebody believes, that they have no reason to believe everything that they say is not 100% legit, 100% real, 100% unequivocally the truth. No question about it. The authority person is the person that goes in there and can get the job done, but may not be an ethically great person, may have some bad habits, may not be a person that's good. They may tell you one thing and do something different. I know a few of those. And they talk one way and they end up doing something different. And that doesn't make them a legit person or a person of their word. But they are an authority. And what you need to do to look at is marry those two things. I talk about it in the book, Service Without Excuses, the book that I write that's based on this whole program. And that is to be seen as the trusted authority. They trust you, and they trust that your advice is legit. It's like going to a doctor. People today are very suspicious sometimes of their doctor. They do not actually know the best way to diagnose them, understand the best way to treat them, understand that's what's best for them. But they still follow most of the time the doctor's voice because they're seen as a trusted authority. And unless they know the doctor has been incompetent, has been sued, has whatever that happens to be, they have no reason other than to believe they are the trusted authority. When you're dealing with your clients, your customers, with your technicians, with your employees, with your associates, everybody, your vendors, you need to be seen as a person of your word. If you make a bill, you pay the bill. If you agreed that you were going to pay for a service, or you're going to pay for a piece of equipment, be that person, even if you're biting the bullet up front. Because then you're not seen as a trusted person. You're still seen as an authority, that you're able to get something done, that you're able to make something grow, but you're not seen as that trusted side. And that's the most important side, by the way, the trusted side. Because there's a lot of authorities out there. There's a lot of people that know easily what I know, and then some. But they're not always seen as that trusted person that could come at people with the right advice, that is counseled by industry leaders, that gets on the phone with different people and says, hey, on the back end, on the back channels, what do you think about this? I can't possibly come out and ask this to my tribe, but what do you think is what I should do here? I've been blessed to be that person. And luckily I have people that I go to, so it's kind of an endless chain when it comes down to it. But to be seen as that person that can get the job done, that can be a person of their word every single time. And again, what do we always say? Without excuses. Making sure that the authority part and the trusted part are working hand in hand. They're two different parts. But you could be an authority and be a shithead, for lack of better words, or you could be a trusted person and you will usually go much further than being trusted. Well, he may not be necessarily that good, but he's honest. Okay, let's hire him because he's honest, because the other guy might be better, but he's a schmuck and we really can't believe anything they say. You know which one's more powerful. They're going to go with who they trust first, but you need to marry those two. You need to make sure those two are intertwined, that being the authority and being the trusted person match, and they work hand in hand. When one person goes here, the other person comes here, and you keep growing up the ladder. But you have to be seen as the trusted authority. You have to be able to be seen as the person that can get things done, and can be respected as the person that will always come through in the crunch. I had a business transaction we dealt with months ago, out of state, large loss issue, and I was called in, or I was asked to try and settle the situation. Technicians were there, did some work. There was a disconnect between what we originally thought we were going to do and what the customer thought we were going to do, and it was just a big disconnect on probably both sides. I'm sure we're 50-50 just as responsible for the breakdown in communication. So I had to spend time over and above to try and settle that. Pro bono, wasn't part of a compensated system. It was something that I was asked to do, and could I please help, because the company was already not making profit. We already were not going to make any money on it, so there was no money to be had. There wasn't, can you fix this at least? Can you handle it? And I was called upon by the company that I formally partnered with to try and handle the situation. It worked out okay. We got paid for pretty much everything we did. We settled on an amount, and we got done with it. But I built up a trusted relationship with that person. After talking to him time and time and time again over a period of 2 months going back and forth, he wanted to settle with us, and he told the people that I worked with, my former partner and the general manager, that the only reason they got paid from the job that the company got paid was because I was honest and upfront with them and real and truthful. And I was seen as an authority based on what I knew and what I could back up. But I was seen as a person of ethics that could actually be trusted, not a person that talks one side out of their mouth and then actually does something else. That's not a person, unfortunately, that could be trusted. Might be a great person, might be a nice person, but not trustworthy, unfortunately. So make sure that when you're doing something, if you want to settle something, people respect that you could be the trusted authority, that you can handle the situation, which we were able to do, and be a person of their word, like I tried to be with them, to make sure that it was going to resolve peacefully and that everybody was going to come to the table and get taken care of equally. It didn't work as perfectly as I would have liked. There were more complications than there ever needed to be. But we ended up settling at the end of the day, and we made sure that, again, the issue was I was seen as the authority and a person of trust, and they decided they were going to pay the bill in full, even though they had many ways and many reasons maybe not to pay the bill. They decided I was a person that they could trust, and they went there, and that went a long way. And I'm sure this person looked me up online, looked me up on LinkedIn. They don't know me, but I tried to be upfront and honest. But this is money, and this is a difficult transaction, difficult time. So we want to treat it respectfully and correctly. All right? Be seen as a trusted authority. Be seen as a person of your word that you can be trusted, not just an authority, not somebody that, because I can do this, I can do that, because bullshit. You still need to be seen as the person somebody can trust. So if you can marry both of them, great. Be a person of trust first and work on the authority second. You could always learn that that's a skill. That's the opportunities you get every single day when you wake up. So look at the standpoint that you are trusted and you will become an authority. once you balance those two, you're unfreaking stoppable. All right? Guys, thank you so much for joining me this evening for a brand new episode of 10-Minute Kick-Ass Coaching at 10:10 at night on a Monday night. Better late than never, as they say. But it's the commitment to get this thing in every single day. We'll see you tomorrow with a brand new episode, guys. Thank you for joining me for episode number 78 of 10-Minute Kick-Ass Coaching. Bye.